Crooner Chris Isaak is best known for his music, but acting's been taking up an increasing chunk of his time for a long time now. And now he is the star of his own television series, Showtime's The Chris Isaak Show, where he plays himself, or actually a version of himself.
Yung baling, big affair, huh?
Hey, look.
Rock singer, girls throw their panties at you.
You gotta understand, any kind of thing with Biling and I in the past, we're just working on a video. This is professional. Acting, that's all.
I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
Chris Isaak, good morning.
Good morning.
How did you get someone to pay you to do this? This is a huge scam when it comes right down to it.
It is a scam, you know. This show was written not for me, originally.
Who was it written for?
Danny Banaduce was going to do this originally.
But wasn't it your idea? I mean, I'm hoping.
Yeah, I was in on the idea for Danny.
You said, okay, we'll do the Chris Isaak show starring Danny Bonaduce?
Yeah, I thought it would be great because, you know, we look a little bit alike. He's a better actor.
Mm-hmm. And he's a good singer
and he brings
also.
all those chops with him. He brings the stage chops, and I thought him or maybe David Cassidy, I thought could do it.
You know, what got me is I'm watching the show on tape last night, and I'm thinking, basically what Chris did is he hung out with his friends, he drank some beer, he talked about girls, and then someone said, hey, we could do this on TV.
Turn on the TV. We're on. No, you know, it was a good scam. I got to admit.
Do you play Chris Isaak, or do you play some guy who's like Chris Isaak? How close to reality is this?
Well, you've seen Bullwinkle, right? The cartoon?
Right.
Bullwinkle is a moose in the cartoon, but he's not a real moose. Something like, is that a pretty good description?
So this is about Chris Isaak, the rock star, but maybe not the Chris Isaak, the rock star.
That's it.
One of the things you deal with a lot in this, one of the things you deal with a lot.
It's an early morning metaphor,
okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right, I'm glad you could get Rocky and Bullwinkle in at 9 o'clock. One of the things you deal with a lot as a rock star are issues with women.
That's right.
And you appear to have a lot of them according to this show.
We have issues with women, but we also do a lot of cooking segments on the show.
No, you don't. No, that's
and we
this show.
And we do a lot of cooking segments, and at least on every episode, I try to talk somewhat about women's health issues. And we did a whole segment on pap smears,
which is great. Cable loves that.
I'm just trying to work your audience, man. Okay.
They're watching already.
They're going,
don't worry about it.
That Chris Isaak show sounds pretty good. Cooking, pap smears.
Tell me about this one girl. She's a production assistant on a video you're shooting.
Yeah.
Pays you no attention during the day.
That's right.
But then coincidentally, something strange happens in the evening.
She strips at night. She takes off her clothes at night. That was based on a real. When I did Little Buddha, every time we'd be, I'm doing Little Buddha. We were in Seattle, and during the day, this woman would come around and hand out checks or something. She was some kind of business person for the film company, and then at night, we go back to the hotel and. You know, they have those airways in the hotel, like you're 15 feet apart in the other room. I'd look across, and she would be over there dancing naked in her room.
Do you think she knew that you were right across the hall from her?
No, the first time I saw it, I kind of went, wow, she doesn't realize I'm over here. And then, like, you know, I was there for 2 months, and it happened every night like clockwork. You know.
And it didn't take long for you to say, maybe.
Well, I felt bad in a way for selling tickets, but it didn't hurt her, really.
You use your own band in this show, except, I think, one member. But most of the guys we see as your band in the show are your real band. How are they as actors?
They're not real good. I got to be blunt about it. They're not real good. But we try to minimize them, and we put a lot of music in for them.
So you really kind of covered the rough edges.
Remember the Ricky Nelson show? Ricky had friends.
But they weren't really friends?
You didn't really believe they were like really actors. It was like, hi Rick, want to go to the big game? It was like that kind of, that's what we have for my guys.
Your mom's in the show?
Not very good at all.
She pays your psychologist?
Second season, she wasn't convincing. We did a test thing, and the audience didn't find my mom convincing as my mom, so maybe this would be a good time to tell her, Mom, second season, I don't know.
You're going to look for another mom?
A younger mom.
Yo, that's going to go over real well.
She is a psychologist.
I know.
So it wasn't a big stretch for her just to play that part.
So in the show, you get to talk to a psychologist about your problem with women, and it happens to be you're really talking to your real mom about your problem with women, which can't be all that easy.
Not really. My mom is actually more easygoing than I am. She'll talk about, she has no problem. She's like Dr. Brothers or something, you know.
Who's here in just a second?
Masturbation? Let's talk about it. No, Mom, stop. Really, cut it out. You're going to ruin it for me.
Could you do this show on network television, or is this strictly a show that has to be done on cable?
No, we could do, it's an hour show, but we could do it on network television. It'd be a 20-minute show.
Cut out all the good parts.
Cut out the good parts, yeah.
And does this mean now that, you know, basically you've been kind of juggling music and acting? Does this mean...
I like that metaphor. I don't know how that goes.
Yeah. This goes back to the stripping thing. Does this mean that you're going to be doing more acting and less music?
Actually, I just had a meeting with Showtime, and they haven't looked at the show. They too hope that I'll be doing more acting. A lot more each episode. No, I'm trying kind of balancing it out. I'll be making a record pretty soon. So I just stop one and go right to the other.
Which is good. It's called The Chris Isaak Show. It airs on Showtime. Actually, it premieres next Monday night at 10 o'clock. Good luck. I hope it's a big success.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. We're back right after these messages. That was